We are in fact going to do a dealership life video today. It's May 1st. We're starting a new month and we're going to start doing maybe like a trend of a recap of last month, a inventory walk of the new month to come and what we're starting the month with as far as inventory, and then just random dealership life operations and procedures. It seems to be what most people come to my channel for, and I can appreciate that, and I thank you for that, and I'm going to try to get more content out like that. I've been trying to get more consistent. This is a side hustle for me, but I got to try to do more, and I will do just that. And I can promise you, you're going to see more Corvette content too, because I'm very passionate about cars, and this car in particular. I just recently got a haircut, which is my summer styled roof off haircut, because I could gel up the hair, and when the roof is off, the hair doesn't move. I gotta tell you, it is a fun drive for sure. Gotta put the top back on. Now, normally I wouldn't really take the Corvette into work, just due to the fact that it's going to sit here and get covered in pollen all day. But it's supposed to rain like the next 5 days in a row. So I figured today is a good day as any, just to enjoy the car a little bit. The first thing I do when I get in is I'm logging into all my systems. We have a number of different systems that we use. We have a CRM where all our customer info is in there. And you know, early in the morning, you're gonna get logged in and you're gonna see what you have going on. Do you have any emails? Do you have any what's called unanswered comms? People who maybe texted you overnight, also leads that you got in. So right now I'm looking at an email from a gentleman I got, which says, are there any 2024 Suburbans out there in stock? Because he sees that there's 0% on the 2024s, and that would definitely help him get into a newer one. So before I respond to that email, I'm gonna do a quick search. So the parameters I put in, 2024 Suburban, both 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive, with nothing else required. So it's gonna pull every package, every available Suburban, and I did a 200-mile radius. There are 17 in existence, 3 of which are marked off either as sold or as a demo. So let's call it 14 vehicles that are possibilities. So I'll let him know that, and then we'll see what he wants to do. Does he want to pursue one of these particular ones? I could try to do a locate. The first thing we're gonna do today on this Thursday. We're here today all day. It's currently 9:18 in the morning. We'll be here till 7:30 tonight. Basically, my email response is what I just mentioned. I ran a search, 200 miles. There's 14 left on dealer lots. Most of them are high countries, and they're priced out between 89 and 99,000, depending on the options. There's a couple of Premiers in the 85 range, and there's a couple of LS, which is the more basic trim, in the high 60s. I'm not sure if these dealers will give the trucks up, but I could always give it a shot and try to run a locate. And I'm just asking, do you think any of these trims will work for you? I'm gonna send this email out, and then I'll follow up with a phone call, because I do have a phone number here. I'll follow up with a call, you know, maybe in like a half hour or so, once I feel maybe he received the email, if he doesn't respond to it. Next, we have a lead that came in. Not much information other than they're interested in an Equinox EV. So we're gonna give them a call. I bet you I get a voicemail. You leave a lot of voicemails when you get leads. 4 rings, voicemail. Hey, Kenley, how you doing? This is Dave B. over at Schumacher Chevrolet of Livingston. I see you had some interest in a Chevy Equinox EV. Listen, I'm the guy to talk to. I actually drive one of these as my daily vehicle, so I'd be happy to tell you all about it. Please give me a call, 973-992-9100. Also, check your email, because I'm going to send you some information on some of the vehicles we have in stock. Thanks. The email I'm sending says, I see you have some interest in the Chevrolet Equinox EV. That's a great vehicle. I speak from experience as I daily drive an Equinox EV and absolutely love it. Below are some examples of inventory we currently have. I'd love the opportunity to show you the vehicle and set you up on a test drive, so please give me a call. And then below it, I can click on any inventory we have, and it'll link each one with a photo, a description, and then when you click on it, it brings you right to the website where you can see all the information on that particular car. These are the 4 Equinox EVs that we currently have in stock. This gray one, this black one, and this gray one here are all fully loaded RS trims with the sunroof. MSRP of these is around $57,000. Now it sounds high, right? But with all the discounts and incentives that are still currently going on, you can get a great lease deal on one of these, or even a great buy deal. There's rebates if you have leases in the household. There's rebates if you have non-GM vehicles. There's a Costco incentive. There's actually, you know what? I'm saying this, all of that expired yesterday. Today's May 1st. I'm gonna have to take a look and see what incentives we have on these. Maybe it changed. I can't believe I forgot that. It's May 1st. We got to look at programs and we got to see what's going on. That is what we do in one of our GM systems. We can put one of those VIN numbers in and just do an incentive report to see what's currently available. Yes, the Costco incentive on the Equinox EV is no more. So that did in fact expire yesterday. Now the $7,500 federal incentive, if you qualify for that, that's still available. There's still $12.8 million left in New Jersey's NJ Charge-Up Fund. So there's still available funding there. Essentially in New Jersey, if you buy or lease an electric vehicle, you get $2,000. Everybody gets $2,000 as long as the car is less than $55,000. And then there's an additional $2,000 that has an income cap, but you could apply for that. And if you qualify, that means you'd get up to $4,000. Other rebates, like I mentioned outside that, are still available. There's some competitive rebates if you have non-GM vehicles in a household. There's some lease loyalty and lease conquest rebates. There is a Chevy EV rebate where if you have a Bolt, you'll save more on one of Chevrolet's electric vehicles. And then they have the occupational $500, healthcare, educator, first responder, college grad, and military. And this month there's an additional $250 for military. So you're looking at $750 rather than the normal $500. So really we just lost the Costco. Everything else pretty much seems the same. I was just in the showroom talking to a customer that's here for service that I sold a number of cars to. We do a lot of that too. You know, you talk to people while they're here. And while I was talking to him, somebody just came in to look at this specific truck. Just gonna take a quick look at it, make sure everything looks good. Other than the fact it's covered in pollen, it looks good. Custom Trail Boss. So we're gonna pull this vehicle up and just start the product demo part of the sales pitch, which really isn't a sales pitch. It's more of an information type session. My whole thing is product. You know, the product is why people come. So the first thing they should do when they're here is learn about the product. So we're gonna do a nice demonstration. We're gonna show them everything about the truck. We're gonna set them up on a test drive. When we set up that test drive, that's when I get driver's license and phone number and the information I need to put into my CRM. And then, you know, we'll go from there. We'll see what he thinks. It's always a positive when somebody comes in looking at a specific vehicle. Makes it a lot easier.
Same street, physically.
We just spent, not long, we're talking 6-7 minutes going over the vehicle. We got his driver's license. I'm gonna make a copy of the driver's license, bring a plate out with me. I bring this page with me with his license on it, and I'll bring a pen, obviously, so I can get his phone number. We'll do that. We'll let him go for a nice ride. I also give him my business card. This way he has our number while he's driving, because we'll let him drive the vehicle. And we'll see what he thinks. So far, he likes it a lot. His questions are, what does the custom have versus the LT? Like, what is he losing by not going to the LT? I ended up actually going on the test drive with the customer because he's not from the area. So I went for a ride with him, took him on a nice little route where he was able to get some bumpy roads, some slower maneuvers through parking lots, some highway speeds, good test of the vehicle. He's now going to get his registration out of his vehicle because he's gonna trade it in. We're gonna price it up as a finance and we're gonna see what he thinks. What's up, brother? What's up? We have a Nissan Rogue trade. So we're just gonna do a quick walk around, take a look at it. We're looking for things like any kind of damage, like little dings on the hood like that. Chips in the windshield, which I don't see anything. Tires look decent. However, my manager will come out and actually measure them. Back of the car looks good. Sides here, nothing major. I don't get too deep into the appraisal. I'm basically just gathering all the information, getting everything in the system, and then my manager will take a look at it This has 96,651 miles on it. Start it up, make sure we have no lights on, nothing like that. Turn the air on, make sure the air blows cold, which it is. So a pretty basic Nissan Rogue. Looks good, but again, my manager will take a look at it and put a number on it. And just like that, ladies and gents, we got our first car deal of the month. So it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon on May 1st. We already have the first deal of the month for the dealership and for me, which is great. It's this custom Trail Boss. My client, like I mentioned earlier, came in specifically looking at this truck. We did a product demonstration. It doesn't take long. It takes like 5, 6, 7 minutes. We got all the information to set him up on a test drive. In this case, he asked me to go on the drive with him, mainly because he's not in the area and he just wanted to, ask questions while he was driving the vehicle. Now, about test drives. Pre-COVID, I would go on every single test drive. It was a good opportunity to sell product, to answer questions, to show features and benefits. During the pandemic, obviously, we could not go on test drives. What we found from our customer base is that they enjoyed the fact they can kind of go out, get in the car and drive the car without the pressures of the salesperson being there. Because sometimes with some salespeople, it could be a little awkward in the car. Maybe the person doesn't experience the car they would like to. A lot of times I would have customers that'll go around the back road. They'll pull the car over on the side and just kind of take a look at everything and get familiar with everything. And they can do that without a salesperson in the car. So generally, most times we will let people take the vehicle out upon request, or if they want me to go, obviously I'm more than willing to do so. So we did that, went on a test drive. He liked the truck. We came back and just worked the deal. Originally, the customer wanted to finance to buy the vehicle. His trade-in was paid off, so there was no money owed on that, which was great. He was gonna put all of that value towards the finance. We worked it out the way he wanted. Payments were a little higher than he wanted to spend, so we talked about either more money down or did he want to lease the vehicle? When we ran the lease numbers, the lease number got him into the $500 payment range, which he was looking to be in, and he's getting a check back for more than half of his trade value. So now, in 3 years, he'll have the option. Does he want to keep the vehicle and buy it out? Or does he want a new updated Silverado because it's slated that in 2027 we'll have a redesign? So maybe he can get a newer model, a 28 at this point in time, with the updated trim and updated screens and that sort of thing. That was one of the things he really wanted, but he didn't want to spend the money on the LT because it's quite a bit more to step up to that LT Trail Boss. So here he's getting what he wants, which is like the lifted truck, the off-road look, and he's giving up the bigger screens in the LT. He's giving up the floor shifter, stuff like that. But this truck really has everything he needs. Now, he didn't take delivery of the truck today because it's going to be in two people's names. He was obviously here by himself. So we set it up for Tuesday where they will both come in and we could do all the paperwork and get everything signed up so they can take physical delivery. Obviously, when we don't spot deliver a truck or a car, you run the risk that the customer can cancel. We don't keep deposits here, so if he does cancel, we will refund that deposit that we took today. However, I'm like 99% sure we will be delivering this truck on Tuesday afternoon. My customer from earlier that I emailed about the Suburban got back to me. He's specifically looking for the LT trim. So what I did was I did a bigger search. 2,000 mile radius, looking for a Suburban 4-wheel drive with the LT package in a 2024, so he can get the 0%. There are 5 in existence. One of them is marked as a dealer demo, not available for sale. There's Florida, there's Kansas, there is Ohio, and there is one out in Western Pennsylvania. So there's 4 vehicles out there. The newest one of the bunch is 204 days old, 222 days old, 393 days old. Most likely these are all demos or these are being driven for some reason, and that's why they're still showing up here as an inventoried Suburban. But odds are they're not going to be available, and they're all out of my range as far as trying to locate and bring in. So basically what he's looking for does not exist. No new leads or anything like that in for me at the moment. I did take a phone call from our service department. A customer has their Malibu here. It's 2013, and I guess it needs an engine or something major, because service is saying you're probably better off putting the money towards a new car versus putting the money into that car. So we did set up an appointment for 10 o'clock tomorrow for her to come down, take a look at what we have, be it new or used, and kind of just discuss the whole situation, see what we're working with. Since it's May 1st, we're gonna take this red tag deal out, just in case, however they calculated this, the rebates or anything changed. So we can always make a new one. This is one of our last 2024s. We're down to 3 left. This is a regular cab work truck Silverado. And we have the 2 Silverado EVs, the white one and the black one. So 3 2024s left on our lot to sell. I'm actually gonna take this and move it to the other side of the building. And then we're gonna take that gray Corvette that I parked next to this morning and put that here. I put a decal on my car because I wanted to show off the Dave B Sell Chevy YouTube channel. Found the best real estate on the car.
Oh my.
How good does that look?
Fantastic. It actually matches the car.
Matches the car, got it in red, on the back of the radio. So if I'm at car shows or anywhere I go, people look at the car, the YouTube symbol, and Dave B Sells Chevy. Hopefully they subscribe. The other day, Drew sold the red Corvette that was in the showroom. That's why it's no longer there. We're gonna have the blue convertible we have detailed up. We're gonna put that on the showroom floor as soon as it is. And then this is the only other Corvette we have. We're gonna roll this one up front and put it up on this front point on our sidewalk there. The trick here is you gotta back it in between the poles because you obviously don't wanna take this up and down the curb. We would never do that. And I am a professional wheelman, so I'm the one that can get it in here and have no issue. We're gonna hug this one on the left tight. We're gonna make sure we clear the front corner. Once we do, we're gonna cut it hard. We got our eye on the mirror on the right to the building, on the camera, and literally within one move, we can sneak it right in here on the sidewalk. That's Mama B there teaching me how to drive early on when I first started getting my license. She had taken me out a couple times, showed me how to parallel park, set up the 2 garbage cans in the parking lot, and I did it in the first shot.